We are beginning with panel 2 from the Western Region colleges. I've had an opportunity to sit with these people and talk a little bit about their experiences and programs, and it's a lively bunch. This should be a good discussion. I'd like to begin by welcoming Abby Brandis from Conestoga College. And you're going to talk a little bit about your partnership programs with Laurier Brantford.
Yes, we are very excited with our new partnership with Laurier University. We will be offering programming in Brantford through Laurier Brantford's downtown campus. And we will be offering programs under the School of Business, and those will include business, health office administration, human resource management, and that's a graduate certificate, medical office practices, and then under the School of Media and Design, we'll be offering design foundations and media foundations. And then also we have liberal studies. We will be offering a general arts and science there as well. And we will be offering a few part-time courses out of the downtown Brantford campus too, which will include communications, foundations of business math, introductory to financial accounting, which is bookkeeping, and supervisory skills for business and industry. Something else new we are also very excited about is that we found many of our Conestoga graduates are wanting to open their own business. So we have just opened a new center for entrepreneurship at our Dune campus, and we are very excited, and it's from our new RBC Venture Lab. The small business enables prospective entrepreneurs to successfully start, take over, or purchase a business. And it's a unique 25-week program. And while they are utilizing our RBC Venture Lab, they will be able to have access to other entrepreneurs as well as professional advisors, and have use of our business incubator. So it's pretty exciting as well. And then we are also looking forward to offering more flexibility and choice along the board, definitely. So we will have just more start dates and some more accelerated programs. And then we are having a Discovery Day, which is intended for our Accessibility Services Department, and it's going to be happening on Tuesday, June 4th, so some of your students may be interested in attending this. It is from 1 to 4 at the Dune campus, and it's open to new and prospective students, parents, teachers, and guidance counselors, and it will be a day that will provide information about the supports and services for our students with disabilities, so really good for them. At Conestoga too, we are also very happy with the amount of high school workshops that we offer through the school college work initiatives. Just really important, it introduces students to a variety of options and trying out some different program areas that they may not have otherwise had access to. So great opportunities, they come for a full day and they're all hands-on workshops there. And Conestoga is also excited. We have gotten funding to host 3 women-only workshops, so to get them interested in motive power trades, construction trades, and architecture and engineering. And I'm running out of time. So we have, Conestoga is great for trades. We have a lot of trades programs, and we have a huge skilled shortage out there. So our trades programs are very hands-on. They're about a 60-40 split, so 60% of the time you're getting that hands-on experience, so it's a great way to learn, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Abby. Brad Kerr is from my alma mater, Fanshawe College.
You got it, Fanshawe, yeah.
Yay! And you're here to talk about some of your new programs on your campus.
Yeah, so we've got a number of new programs that we're launching this year, one of which is called Music Recording Arts, something we're pretty excited about. And so Music Recording Arts is piggybacking on our Music Industry Arts program, which has been extremely popular. And so it's a 5-year collaborative degree with Western. So you're applying through Western to their music program, you're doing your first 2 years at Western, and then you're coming into music industry arts after that. And basically you kind of alternate years between Fanshawe and Western for the next 3 years. So really cool program. Again, music industry arts is kind of the technical recording production business side, and then we're adding that Western theory performance side, so that's gonna be really big for us, we think. We've got some aviation programs as well. We have a new program in maintenance that's sort of complementing our avionics program and our structural repair program. That'll be housed out of the London airport. We're in London, Ontario. And so that's just about 2 kilometers down the road from our main campus. And then we also have a campus downtown that we're launching. It is called the Center for Digital and Performance Arts. And so we're really excited about this. It is a $40 million expansion for us. Phase 1 is September, moving some of our creative programs down there, so multimedia, IT, that sort of thing, and as our theater programs as well. So we have a theater arts program that's always been downtown, but we're adding a technical production program, which is sort of behind the scenes setting, sets and rigging and lighting, that kind of stuff. And then we're also adding a grad cert in technical costume studies, which is going to be really cool. So, and then phase 2 and 3, we're moving some of our hospitality programs down there. We're hoping to open a hotel long term that would be run by our hospitality students, which would be really a really cool experience down there. And then in terms of just some cool things our students are doing, we have a television broadcast student who's actually down at the Ellen show right now. Ellen's huge right now, and so this is actually our second straight television student who's gotten an internship with the Ellen show. So obviously a pretty unique and awesome opportunity for those people and a cool connection for us. We have some culinary students right now who just won 9 gold medals at the culinary pre-Olympics. So they obviously know their stuff and they're doing good things there. And then just some questions we get about residents, always a big one, as you know. We've got about 1,600 resident spots at the London campus. So we're almost at the point we can guarantee it, not quite there yet. But it is a process where you confirm your offer and then you apply to residence, and it's first come, first serve. So lots of space there. And then campus tours wise are really popular. We run them year round, twice a day, Monday to Friday. You can book online. And we're getting into a lot of group tours as well. So if anybody wants to bring a group down for a half day or a day, we can tailor it towards you. We actually have some funding for busing as well. So if anybody is interested in us paying for a bus to bring their students to Fanshawe, we are more than happy to do that. So you can come down and check out all the college or just specific areas that you want to see. So that's about it for me. Any questions? I'll be at my booth. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Justin Gingrich is from Lambton, and you're going to tell us a little bit about the success you've had with your Enactus organization.
Yes, Enactus is actually something we just started this year. So before I start bragging about our students, what is kind of behind Enactus, it's a student-run organization. What they do is they work with the community. They find creative ways to be entrepreneurs in the community, as well as around Canada, the other countries as well. So in our first year, we had about just over 60 students in the Enactus program, and we are a very small school, I should note that, about 3,600 full-time students. So that's a lot of students for us. With the Enactus program, they've competed regionally, and they won 3 of the 4 awards there. They've competed provincially, they've won some awards there, and then they've moved on to the national competition. So this is amongst other colleges and universities. From our region, you would know Ryerson, Queen's, they compete in this competition as well. But we competed across Canada in the Enactus program and actually won 2 national championships there. We had the Student Leader of the Year award presented to our president, and so she was up against 50 other colleges and universities across Canada to win that. The other awards that they had won, the TD Entrepreneurship National Championship, and that's for their work in Zambia, where they've worked with the rural community there, improving the lives of farmers and students, and they've done a lot of work locally. So working with the Women's Interval Home, working and helping them find better ways to use their money, financial workshops, things like that. And they actually do, small businesses will come in, and our marketing students and business students will work with them to find marketing plans or business plans, things like that. So the reason I bring this up is because for our business program, it's a huge boost on their resume. Obviously, the person who won the Student Leadership of the Year award, that's huge. When you go into an interview, it's just something else to bring to that interview to show, hey, I've done this. I have all this other practical experience from our co-ops, and we've learned so many different things. So it's just a really big advantage for them. Other things that are new, I talked to a few people. We've had the Fire and Public Safety Center of Excellence around for a little while now. but I know some people weren't aware of it. So if you check out our academic calendar, at the back there, you'll see a picture of it. It was an $11 million building. If you go on YouTube, I'm sure you've heard of Rick Mercer. He's done a report, came out to the college, did some ridiculous things at the Fire and Public Safety Center, and you can see a video of that. So that's used for our firefighting, which is very well known. I've heard some people that have been talking a bit about it. The paramedic program, which now has CMA accreditation, so they can work anywhere in Canada when they graduate. And then our police foundation students work out there as well. So the great thing about this, we're getting those service sectors working together before they even graduate. So when they get on scene and they're doing scenarios out there, they're at our burn building, they're putting out the fires, they're working with obviously real live two-story burning buildings. They're bringing dummies out to our paramedic students waiting with our ambulance. We have 3 fire trucks, an ambulance, and a police cruiser out there, all owned by Lambton College, so we don't have to share with other fire halls or anything like that. So that's fairly unique to Lambton as well. And just a little bit about Lambton, because I know we are a small college, and sometimes when I come to the GTA, it's like, where is Lambton? So it is in Sarnia. And like I said, it's a small school, so if you have any students that are looking for a smaller school, class size on average is about 20 to 25 students, and we do offer a lot of additional services for them. Free peer tutoring is still being offered, and as well, it's just we have a co-op and career services center that works specifically with our students to find them co-ops and placements. We even have program coordinators and faculty that will go out to Alberta, to Saskatchewan, and find students co-ops, full-time jobs when they graduate in the technology and trades area. And that's pretty much my time, but I got everything out in time, so that's great.
Thank you, Justin. Cherish Gibson hails from Mohawk College, and you're going to talk about what Mohawk specializes in.
Yes, great question. Mohawk College is fast becoming Ontario's first specialized institute of health and technology. Mohawk College continues to recognize that the industry continues to forecast future job growth in the health and technology sectors. And that's what Mohawk College's strength in programming is, health and technology. We have a very unique partnership with McMaster University where our students can earn a collaborative degree in the Bachelor of Technology, Medical Radiation Sciences, and Bachelor of Science of Nursing. Our strength is in technology, and our students are able to experience robust programming. We are a known leader in this area across the province. As for health sciences, we aren't number 1 in the province, but our students are able to take advantage of us living in a community where we have 2 large teaching hospitals, as well as McMaster University, which is a medical school. This is a benefit to our students as they are able to participate in the collaborative experiences with McMaster University in teaching our programs. Our clinical placements are able to happen in area hospitals, as well as program advisement from key partners. In addition to health and technology, Mohawk College offers over 100 full-time programs, so pretty much something for everyone to choose from. From that 133 of our programs include co-op opportunities, and 8 of those programs accept E-level essential English as an admission requirement. We have many articulation agreements with universities in Ontario, Canada, US, and abroad. Just to give you an overview of Mohawk College, we have 4 distinct campuses. The Fennel campus, located in Hamilton, is our largest campus. We have over 11,000 students at this campus, and this school specializes in programs such as business, interdisciplinary study, media and entertainment, community and urban studies, and engineering technology. This campus has undergone some major renovations, the largest of its kind in Mohawk College history. We have just spent over $85 million in renovations at this campus. We have a brand new athletic recreation center that's going to be opening up this September, which has 3 large gyms at 64,000 square feet. It's going to have a physiotherapy center. Booster Juice is going to be located in it as well. And it's going to have state-of-the-art cardio and fitness equipment. Also, our Justice and Wellness Studies programs will be moving to this campus in Hamilton as of this September. And it's got some amazing space along with it as well. You're going to have new hands-on training areas such as a mock living quarters, retail and restaurant environments, forensic and flash drill labs for tactical scenario training, as well as an outdoor space that will be used for urban streetscape simulations. So a lot is happening at this campus. The other campuses I'd like to quickly check on are the Institute of Applied Health Science, which is located on McMaster University property, located in downtown Hamilton. This is where our health science programs are offered. We have 1,800 full-time students there. So if students are interested in cardiovascular technology, nursing, pharmacy technician, this is where they're going to be studying. Our START campus is located in Stony Creek, and it specializes in skilled trades and apprenticeships. We have 4,000 apprenticeship students there and 1,500 skilled trades students, as we are a known leader in apprenticeship programs. We have 22 apprenticeships we offer. And last but not least is our downtown campus, downtown Brantford. The Mohawk Laurier Center. We partnered up with Laurier Center and are sharing facilities with them. And it specializes in our interdisciplinary studies and community urban studies. And last but not least, our selling feature is that Mohawk College has been #1 in student satisfaction in the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area colleges. And we're really proud of that fact, and it shows you how well our students are really happy with our instructors and facilities. Thank you.
Well, Phil is Phil Hayes from Niagara College, and I understand that for the last 8 out of 9 years, Niagara College has been voted #1 for student satisfaction province-wide. So that's province-wide, correct?
Correct.
What's the reason for that, do you think?
Well, actually, I'm glad you asked that. One of the things with the student satisfaction, it's not by accident, it's by design, and it's really ingrained in the culture of Niagara College. I'm gonna talk a little bit about programs and things along those lines afterwards, but what I'm really looking to focus on a bit is the opportunities outside of the classroom, and I think that's what really sums it up, is student opportunities. We just launched last year in September our new Center for Student Engagement and Leadership, and that covers all students. Part of it is we actually have a co-curricular record that we launched, and I just checked in the numbers yesterday, and to date we have over 5,000 students actively using the co-curricular record online. So this is an official system that's documenting all of their extracurricular activities, whether they're Frosh leaders, whether they're working for Niagara Research, whether they're doing a placement that's an additional placement on top of their academic, whether they're student volunteers or student staff. So this is really things that they can bring to employers, and it's one of those, the uptake of this system has been remarkable. Especially when we consider we were only actually looking at a 10% uptake when we originally rolled out the system. Other opportunities would be, for example, with our international department, all students can participate in a program called Be World Ready, where they can travel globally and they can participate in projects related to their field and interests. So marketing students can be working in Guyana, working with a local company to develop marketing plans and operation plans. So that's just an example. Niagara Research, we have one of the original research departments for the college system, and students in all disciplines can actually participate in applied research. So this is on top of their academic programs. And just about 2 weeks ago, we received an additional research grant of close to $1 million to work with manufacturing sector, small and medium-sized enterprises, to actually help with advanced manufacturing. We have students in our culinary food and wine that are actually just developing, working with MAD. They have a division called MAD Virgin Drinks, and they're working on a line of developing non-alcoholic drinks that can be used and marketed as coolers. So really great opportunities for the students. And I think whether we're doing formal things like that, or yes, we had Rick Mercer on campus too, and the students got involved, but that's in essence, those are the things that really make their time at Niagara special. So it's in our strat plan, it's in our strategic plan, that student engagement is really key to the college. Just going on about the college a little bit as well. Growth, we have been growing. We're just under 10,000 full-time students. When I started the college 6 years ago, we were 6,400. What we're doing now is really trying to maintain responsible, moderate growth. So when we develop a program, it's making sure not only can we fill the program, but are there placements? And as those programs kind of mature and students are going through, we have to be working with employers to make sure there's jobs ready, there's co-op placements. Those things are really moving along well. All of our recent programs, culinary innovation, game design, pastry arts that we're launching for this year, all competitive now, but on the back end, the employers have also been aligned with the program. The other thing is, I know there's a lot of discussions about it, is one of our things is also finding the right fit. So whether it be through pre-admission advising, looking at transfer credit for those students that have other post-secondary experiences, these are things that are really important to us, and we're putting in place additional processes to make sure that really flows through so students have a great experience. And I think that's what sums up why we're #1 in student satisfaction. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. Corey Lippert is from Ridgetown. So you're offering 2 new programs, I understand, this fall, or in 2014, I guess.
So so for next fall, we are offering 2 new programs. For those of you flipping around, we're on page 45 and 46 of your book. Our 2 new program offerings are greenhouse production management and advanced livestock health. So because we are in the heart of southwestern Ontario there, and the greenhouse industry is very much growing, the industry has approached us to develop a program so that they have an applicant base to hire from. So what that means to grads there are going to be a lot of jobs available for them when they do graduate. Our advanced livestock health program, for those of you who know about Ridgetown already, the campus very much revolves around agriculture, and this program just adds to that. So for those of you who do not know about us, so as Shireen said, I am from University of Guelph Ridgetown campus there, and I'll just kind of field my 2 most frequently asked questions here this morning. So for starters, where is Ridgetown is the biggest one that I got. So for starters, and I think the most important thing that you should know, is that Ridgetown is the friendliest town in all of Ontario. It says it on our sign, it must be true. So we are pretty well directly in between London and Windsor. We're about 20 minutes north of Chatham, all the way down the 401 there, about 2.5 hours it took me to get here. So again, we're far enough for your students to move away from home from mom and dad, but still be close enough to ride the bus home. Ridgetown isn't your typical college town. We are a town of about 3,000 people, about 600 less when the students are there, or aren't there, sorry, during the summer. But it is a great opportunity for students from a more urban background to move into a rural setting, somewhere where they're comfortable. It's a small town and it's got a friendly feel to it. Again, friendliest town in Ontario, there we go. We have 650 full-time students at Ridgetown. And for these students, and again, to move from Toronto to Ridgetown, they're guaranteed residence in first year. So as long as they apply before that May 31st deadline that we have, first-year students are guaranteed to be accepted into residence. And this is definitely unique, as I know a lot of other colleges have a first-come, first-serve and a large wait list for their residents. So for those programs, and as I mentioned, our campus revolves around agriculture. The reason that we're part of the University of Guelph is because we're part of the Ontario Agriculture College, and they have campuses in Kentville, the University of Guelph main campus, Alfred, and as well as Ridgetown. So our whole campus essentially revolves around agriculture. It's our biggest draw, and a number of our students come for the agriculture program. We actually have record numbers in our agriculture program this year, and I've spoken to a number of you today who are sending students next year for either our ag program or our vet tech program, so we appreciate the help on the increased numbers. We also offer a couple of associate diplomas. We offer one in horticulture, environmental management, and our more sought after program, which is vet tech. This year for vet tech, we had 500 applicants, and we allow 40 students into the program. So it is very, very competitive. With that, we also offer 1 degree program in collaboration with the University of Guelph. Myself, I can see this is a very unique way to earn your degree. You start in your first 2 years, you study on the Ridgetown campus, and your last 2 years, you're actually at the University of Guelph main campus. And this program is called the Bachelor of Bioresource Management. Very unique way for students to earn their degree and kind of wean themselves into that big campus, big school atmosphere. They start in the small classes, they have a very hands-on experience, and then they go on to the University of Guelph. It seems like I'm running out of time, so I'll just quick touch that other new things going on is that we're opening a brand new $8 million student service center on our campus, and that's set to open in August of this year. And any other questions, I'll be hanging around all day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Finally, Ed DeShutter is from St. Clair College, talking about scholarship opportunities.
Yes, so St. Clair College has a couple new scholarship opportunities. One would be in varsity athletics. So if you have any students who are looking to compete and some athletes out there, St. Clair College is actually giving students the maximum the Ontario College Athletic Association allows. So that is $1,250 per semester that they compete. So if you have a student who would come to the college and play basketball or volleyball, that is a 2-semester sport, and they can actually receive $1,250 each semester that they play. Any other sports they would get that $1,250 for that semester. The students do have to maintain a 2.0 GPA and pass all of their classes, but we do have support services out there for the students. The other one would be if you have students who have competed in the Ontario Skills Competition. Any student that has competed and is coming to St. Clair College will receive a $1,000 scholarship. So that's something new that's going on. If you're not familiar with St. Clair College, we have 4 different campuses. 3 of them are located in Windsor. We have 8,500 full-time students. Our largest campus is the South Campus, 6,000 full-time students there, and we have a lot of construction going on in and around the area. If you haven't been to Windsor in a while, we have the Herb Gray Parkway currently under construction, $1.6 billion highway project that is going to lead to a second bridge going to Detroit because we are a border town. But on our campus itself, we actually have the Schlegel Village project, and it's a long-term care facility being built right on our campus. And that'll give students opportunities who are taking health science programs. And a couple years ago, we launched our new Center for Applied Health Sciences. They will have opportunities to not only study, learn hands-on experience in that Center for Applied Health Sciences, but actually do placements right on our campus as well. The other new facility that we have is our Sportsplex. It's currently being built right at the back of our campus, and it features a triple gym, indoor running track, and 10,000 square foot fitness facility. We have a new fitness and health promotion program that will launch with that new program as well. We are on page 53 and 54 in the book if you want to follow along. And there's a couple new programs that we do have that aren't in the book. We have a new biomedical engineering technology program. It's a 3-year program that features or focuses on equipment and devices kind of working in a hospital setting. Another new program that is launching in September is the fashion design program. There's construction going on, and they're currently building the labs for that program as well. St. Clair College actually bought a golf course about a week and a half ago. So in between Windsor and Chatham, right off the 401, the Bell River exit, we actually have a golf course that students in our horticulture, hospitality, business, marketing, those types of programs that will actually be able to do placements and work right there at the facility and get that real life training. And then we also have our Thames campus in Chatham. Our Thames campus in Chatham has a little under 1,500 students. Many of the reps were there yesterday. We hosted this same event in Chatham yesterday. And we have a new trades and technology wing there. We have a new healthplex there as well. And we do also offer residence in Chatham. We have 48 spots for students. And then our residence in Windsor has room for 406 students. So any questions, feel free to come and visit me at my booth. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ed. And actually that brings us to the opportunity now to ask some of your questions that you may have for the panel at the front of the room. I think we have some people making their way over.
Everybody's hungry.
No, she's leaving.
Or they were all answered before.
First question, I just want to know when I can book a tee-off time. I just want to give you guys a chance just to address my issue with the first panel concerning oversubscribed program and prerequisite courses that unfortunately are offered second semester, how you deal with that to make sure that there's equal consideration for those students.
So at St. Clair College, for our oversubscribed programs, we will average the grade 11 and grade 12 marks for all courses. So whether it's a gym class, a hairstyling class, to English, math, whatever, it will be averaged. And that will be part of the ranking. The other ranking will be the HOA test, and the majority of our oversubscribed programs will do that HOA test as well. So 50% of the ranking will come from that. The other 50% will come from the average from grade 11 and grade 12 marks.
Currently at Ridgetown, our only oversubscribed program is our vet tech program. So for that, 60% of the program, getting into the program, makes up of the grades required. And I believe the question, if you don't have these grade 12 marks already for English and math, we will look at your grade 11 marks. And then just as long as you complete those grade 12 courses, 30% is based on the HOA test, just like a lot of other schools have for their health programs. And then there's 10% that's a combined work experience and other post-secondary.
For Niagara College, for competitive programs, we will, if there is no final mark for heavily competitive programs, so it's the heavily competitive ones, where we're ranking, we will use grade 11 marks. Now, one thing that I want to make sure that is clear is with during the last session, if they're taking a grade 12 in that first semester, we do wait we have until March 1st. We make sure we get those first semester marks in. So that's key. Anybody that's taking a grade 12 or a prerequisite in that first semester they are being counted in the ranking. But what we try to do especially with our local schools, is one of the things is it's that early engagement. If someone is looking at a competitive program, reaching them at grade 10 and in grade 11, but even at grade 10 is really crucial. So, being a partner with that pathway planning is key.
As for Mohawk College with our competitive programs, pretty much the same. First and foremost, we look at the admission requirements and the marks for that. If they are not in the class that they need, we will go back and look at their grade 11 class marks and offer them a temporary offer of admission until we see their marks from the second semester. And some of the additional pieces might be an interview or a portfolio for like our music or graphic design programs, photography, etc.
For Lambton College, we don't do any pre-assessment tests, so we are just looking at we will do an averaging similar to St. Clair. We'll look at their grade 11 and their grade 12 marks, and then as long as they're enrolled, let's say they did have a chem in their second semester, as long as they're enrolled in that, then they can get a conditional offer as long as they complete that course, and we just take an averaging, so there usually isn't an issue with us.
For Fanshawe College, similar to most of these guys, we'll go back to grade 11 where available, and we'll look at the grade 11 mark. If the grade 11 course isn't available, if it's a chemistry, something like that, then we will plug in a 50%. Where a course has a minimum 65% requirement, we'll plug that in its place.
So at Conestoga, we also will use your grade 11 marks until we do have a grade 12 mark. And in regards to your chemistry question that you asked earlier, we would use their grade 11 science mark that was a prerequisite for them to get into the grade 12 chemistry until we got their grade 12 chemistry mark. And we do take an average of the admission requirements that we ask for only, and we have the HOI test as well. But for some of our other programs, we do portfolios. For our Powerline program, we also have our students fill out a personal profile, and then it's 30% based on that, 70% based on high school marks.
A different question, sorry. Nobody's up here, so I'll ask a question. Concerning dual credits, I know the ministry is really pushing that at our end. How are you guys addressing credits that are offered by another college towards that college degree or diploma program for you guys?
That's a good question. I haven't been asked towards other colleges. I know that we do offer a number of dual credits, and if they attend Conestoga, then they can get that credit for it. But to be honest, I'm not sure if they are coming from a different college. I would assume that if a credit is similar enough, then we would give them the same exemption that they would get if coming through our school as well.
Yeah, for Fanshawe, I believe it's the same. I would have to find out for sure, but I believe they would sort of assess the credit per student kind of thing.
Yeah, and a lot of the dual credit courses, they will differ, but if they are the same dual credit course for, like let's say it's a business course or an aesthetics course, like we do a manicure course. So if another college has an aesthetics program and they have a manicure, odds are it's going to transfer over. So it just depends how close they are, because we are government regulated. If it's from our 2-year ECE program, odds are it's going to be very similar to another college's ECE program and would count. But I'd, again, have to be 100% and ask our school to college to work initiative.
Mohawk College is pretty much the same as the other college representatives. I know they are looking at a system that is making the pathways more seamless for students to go online and put in, I think it's called on transfer, where they will put in the college dual credits that they have taken out of school or from another college, and will show on the system where these credits are accepted at the equal level playing field.
Yeah, with the dual credit, this past year we were working on a transfer credit. Kind of goes in hand with some of the transfer credit we see. But students that are coming in that are taking dual credits, in particular at Niagara College, what trend we tend to be seeing is if they're, some of them are being used as electives. If they end up going into a bit of a non-related field, which is great. But in some cases, if they're going into that related field that the program is, it is a somewhat seamless transfer because we already know who those students are. What the other thing is students that are coming in from outside is encouraging them to upfront identify that they are a dual credit student coming in from other institutions.
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to misinform anyone. I would assume that we're in the same boat, that as long as the credit is relevant, that we would accept it at Ridgetown. This is something that I would call the registrar of the admissions office about prior to.
Yeah, St. Clair College is pretty much in the same boat as everybody else. It would be up to them to, possibly the coordinator of the program could take a look at the credit if it is, you know, a seamless transition between like a culinary credit and going into a culinary program, then, you know, it will transfer. Otherwise, yeah, same as everybody else said, basically, that it could possibly be used as an elective as well.
Do we have any other questions?
Hi.
Hi.
So looking for where the jobs are, for which of your programs do you have employers coming to you and hiring directly out of?
Did you hear the question?
Could you repeat that question? I think we're just
They're having trouble hearing you right
having
now.
a little trouble hearing.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for which of your programs do you have employers hiring directly out of?
Certainly some of our engineering programs, they're being really proactive in actually having many, inviting employers in, and many of our programs, folks are being scooped up even before they graduate. Skilled trades programs, and I think you're going to hear a lot of the other colleges kind of speak of that too, of how, you know, the trades are in demand and how employers are really looking for college grads. Health science would be the other area where you know, students are going and getting jobs as well.
Definitely our vet tech program is the biggest one where students are getting hired from. It's close to 100% employment rate. They're in very high demand. But as well as our agriculture program, agriculture isn't just about primary production. There's the business side of things. There's the research side of things. We have different seed companies calling, looking for new sales associates, that kind of thing. And there's just a shortage of grads because a lot of our grads are going back to their family farms. So if you know a student who has an interest in agriculture or the business side of agriculture, it'd be a great fit, and there's a lot of jobs out there for them.
Just something to note too, I'd say for all the colleges, I mean, our programs have employment, we do have to track employment rates of students within 6 months of graduating. So the students in general are getting jobs, but I think when you're looking at the high areas, a lot of it has been covered with the skills side. The technology side, you know, those math and science students, there's huge opportunities for them going out. Like I just think of our photonics program. We actually can't produce enough graduates to meet the industry demands. And whether they're working in industry or they're going off to work for the Canadian Space Agency, it's photonics and optics is just huge. So, you know, those are the types of, you know, there's obviously very, you know, there's certain markets that are really hot, and technology is one of them. But you know, when your students are doing that research, you know, have them contact the schools, because we do track employer grad rates. Grad and employer rates. And it's something that they really should be looking at. And not only what are the jobs, but where are the jobs? Are they in their current market? Are they going to have to move? Those types of things.
Mohawk College does track this. So 86% of our graduates are employed within 6 months after they graduate, and 95% of employers are saying they're satisfied with the skill set that Mohawk College students have upon graduation. So big areas, like you've heard me say earlier, technology, transportation, architectural, civil engineering, those areas are fantastic. Again, business, insurance, fantastic field to get into. Nursing, health sciences, fantastic field, lots of jobs there. And skilled trades, we've heard about that shortage continuously throughout today. So lots of employment found there.
All right, I've had this stat in my back pocket for a while, and you're giving me a chance to use it. Lambton College was number 3 in the KPIs and the 5 key indicating factors. So employer satisfaction, graduate rates, student satisfaction. So number 3 of the colleges. With that being said, I'd say the programs that we have not enough students graduating from and jobs for would be the millwright program. Keeping in mind that I can say that, but they may have to move for these jobs. I'm not saying every student that graduates from Lambton is staying in Sarnia, but as long as they're willing to move, like we have people coming from Alberta to teach classes in our chemical production program, our power program, our millwright, that are very invested in our college because we've done the travel and went out there and talked to them about co-ops and placements and things like that and really sold our program to them. So skills trades, absolutely, and technology programs are definitely the ones with the most, the best employment rate and probably the best paying jobs out of the ones that we have as well.
Pretty similar for Fanshawe across the board. You're going to see health sciences is huge for us. So we get a lot of employers, and London's a pretty big healthcare center. We see a lot of our IT grads are getting picked up pretty quickly. Environmental is a big one for us. We have an environmental sciences program that a lot of employers are coming in, and that's obviously a big sort of growing field that way. And then building technology, all the skilled trades, construction, civil, all those are pretty big as well. And just to touch on what Phil was saying, all the KPI stats are published. They have to be published. So you can actually go on and look at, employment rates, as Phil said, but also salaries, maximum, average, the lowest salary from that graduating class, that sort of thing. So that's a good sort of gauge as well to take a look at that stuff.
So yes, at Conestoga, this year we did have an 88.9 graduation employment rate, so it's really good. But we're very lucky. We get all the time companies calling us looking to hire our graduates and students, co-op students. But just to name a few programs where we actually have more co-op placements and employment places than we do students to fill them. So lots of opportunity in business administration, supply chains and operation management, information technology programs across the board, definitely, areas of IT, technical sales and technical support, insurance, and then for trades, especially in machining, so general machining, millwrighting, and tool and die. We have way more employers than we do students to fill, so lots of opportunities coming out of our programs as well. Thanks.
Fanshawe, you mentioned that there was a website we can go to check employment and the salary minimum. Can you please, you may have mentioned this, I may have missed it. Can you please give us where we go to check that information?
Yeah, I think each institution publishes it to their own site. So I think for us it's fanshawec.ca/KPI. I believe is what it is. And then you can view all the results and everything we mentioned. And it would be a bit different, I think, for each school, but most schools, I think, publish them to the website. Yeah. Key Performance Indicator is KPI, what that stands for. One thing, sorry, really quick, I was going to mention in terms of health sciences, we get a ton of questions at Fanshawe about pre-health science and that preparatory sort of stream. That is offered at all of our campuses now, so if you have students asking about pre-health, we had 1,600 applicants last year for about 350 spots, so very competitive to get into that, about an 80 average or so. It is offered in St. Thomas, Simcoe, and Woodstock now, so that is a one-year option that they could go there and then jump into the London campus health programs after that.
Hello. Another question. The last panel we're talking about whenever students make choices for their college programming, and you talk about a plan B. And I know that there was an issue with the health science, so this is sort of directed at Fanshawe, and how that sort of health science program is now becoming a first choice for kids, and it's filling up rapidly, so now it's almost developing into a competitive program. What kind of plan B are you guys offering? And as far as for you guys to tell us what to do, because they only have 5 choices to make. So are we saying that they do their first choice and throw the dice and hopefully they get the plan B that they want? Or are you asking, like, I just need some direction on how I want to address kids' sort of desires of what they want to do with that. Do you understand my question, sort of?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Fanshawe-wise, there's a preparatory stream for each area. So if it's human services, there's human services foundations. Pre-health is for health sciences, obviously, and so on. So we have a stream for each of those. Pre-health is the only case for us where that is starting to become a competitive program. In that case, they are able to take another college program like a general arts and science would count as a preparatory program. If they're looking at dental hygiene, they can take something like dental assisting as a 1-year sort of stepping stone to use that to get into dental hygiene as well. So there are a few sort of options that are accessible in that way. Pre-health is the only one for us that starts to fill up pretty quick that way.
Same. It's basically pre-health. It really depends on the program. For helping your student that you are trying to guide, it really would depend on what area they are interested in, because each area is so different. If you are interested in something along the health lines, then pre-health is oversubscribed. But there are a lot of other options, foundation programs that aren't oversubscribed. But having only 5 spaces is tough for that student who needs to apply to the programs that they want and then also apply to pre-health. But it's just the nature of the game that pre-health has become so popular. So it really depends on the student individually, I would say.
I guess first and foremost, pre-health at Lambton is open. I repeat, open. So feel free to apply. Also, we do take a certain number of students. We have 2 streams of pre-health. I think most colleges might have 2 streams of pre-health. There's a pre-health sciences for the practical nursing, paramedic, courses like that. And then we have a pre-nursing for the BSCN, the 4-year nursing program. So we would take, usually we'll hold 60% of our seats in the Bachelor of Science Nursing program for our preparatory students, and then 40% would be either university grads or coming straight from high school with very high university level marks. And then our pre-health is very similar to everyone else's. One thing I think should be mentioned though is, it's changed with us this year, is that our pre-health, if they take our pre-health, they're given a 10-point advantage, so basically a 10%. However, if they take their pre-health and they go down the road to Fanshawe, I don't believe they're going to be given that extra 10%. It would just be straight grades. So if they had an 80, it's an 80. But if they apply to our practical nursing, our paramedic, they have a 90. So that's definitely one thing to note, and something that they should look at when they're applying to a college. Take that pre-health at the college you really want to go to, because that's probably where you would get admission based on your marks.
At Mohawk College, pre-health is our only pre or foundation program that is oversubscribed. Currently, it is waitlisted at our Fennel campus, but our Brantford campus does have openings for September in pre-health. I think it's just getting the messages across to students earlier, and we are trying to do that by school visits throughout our presentations, coming in and doing grade 10 career classes, and emphasizing how important grades are and how these programs in health sciences are very competitive and where the marks need to be so that they're fully prepared when they are applying in grade 12.
For Niagara, very similar. I mean, we have the pre-health programs, we have a college and then a university, but we have other foundational programs as well, like pre-community, where there's a pathway, for example, into child and youth worker. And there are some components within the program itself that actually can allow a student to go from first semester pre-community into second semester child and youth. So there are pathways in there. When you're Kevin, you brought up a good point. When you're working with your students, and the way I see it is a partnership, really strongly advise that, if you're working with the student, also working with the admissions office of the institutions you're looking for. With Niagara, when you call Niagara, we will, for example, give the benchmarks from the previous intakes. We can also give options, for example, nursing, maybe they're working on that. Well, there's a September intake, there's a January intake, there's a May intake for our modified program. So, those are the types of options that are out there. And so it becomes, again, very case by case, but those admissions offices are great to work with because that's what they want to see the students develop a plan on how to get there.
At Ridgetown, we don't have any foundations programs. And like Phil said, I would just work with the admission/registrar. Our admission registrar is the same person. She's very helpful to students coming into the school. I hear the giggles there. Yeah. And again, our only oversubscribed program is Vet Tech. And for that, students applying, I would kind of encourage them to have a plan B, C, and D for that program. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, right? But we also have an alternate delivery for that Vet Tech program that's a combination of some online learning as well as in class during some summers. And the requirements for that aren't quite as heavy as our conventional delivery. As well, we have a vet office admin that some students use as a lead into the Vet Tech program.
Yeah, just to kind of echo what everybody's kind of set up here. One thing at St. Clair, we do have our Thames campus where we also offer our nursing and our paramedic program as well. Typically there aren't as many applicants, so certainly contacting the school or talking to the registrar's office and learning those types of things of what previous marks have been, those types of things, and really developing a plan for that individual student.
Any other questions?
We have a really strong co-op program. I'm wondering on the college applications when they fill out the experience, is it useful for them to put in their co-op experiences under the co-op section or under the employment section? So they the colleges put any weight on their co-op experiences. And I'm thinking particularly of the Vet Tech program because most of our kids that are applying to Vet Tech have done a co-op experience in a vet or animal practice.
Speaking for Ridgetown's Vet Tech program, it's required to get into the program to have 40 hours of volunteer experience in a vet clinic before you get in so the students know what they're getting into, as well as 5% of the admission requirement or 5% of getting into the program is based on your work experience. So I would 100% definitely recommend putting that co-op experience on there.
For our Vet Tech program, basically our coordinator likes all students to actually have some experience so they know what they're getting into in terms of gaining admissions into the program. Certainly that it's valuable for the student, but in terms of getting into the program, it is not a factor in terms of getting into it.
At Niagara, a number of our programs, and it was kind of brought up earlier, but taking a look a little more holistically at students, and we do have a number of programs that do have portfolio submissions. Many of them are at the grad certificate level, the post-secondary, post-grad level, but we do have some with undergrad. So for example, Brewmaster, it's based on grades as well as a portfolio. And so when the student applies, they're going to have a format, of what they would be actually encompassing in that portfolio. So those are the types of things for them to really think about, and that makes those experiences quite valuable in the selection process.
I think we have 3 other people that would like to ask questions. Maybe if we didn't get through everybody here, you could actually answer questions like that at your booth as well. I can take one more question. If it's something that is specific to somebody up here, that would be great.
It's actually for all of them. I really appreciate that you're saying taking the pre-health courses. The question I'm going to ask is, if you take the pre-health courses and pay the extra money for the additional year, what percentages of spaces are available in your high-end programs like nursing and paramedic for those students who've taken that extra time and money to get into them? And what was the cutoff?
So We actually allow 10 extra points. It is 20 right now. If you're coming from a post-secondary institution at Conestoga, we actually, if you have a certificate or a diploma, we actually will give you 20 extra bonus marks to help you get in. As of 2014, September, that is changing to 10 extra bonus marks. So on top of their grade that they're getting an extra 10 extra points. And we do save a certain amount of seats. I'm not specifically sure exactly how many. I can get back to you on that per program. But we do save a specific amount of seats for the top number of students coming out of our pre-health to get directly into some of our other programs. Same with our tech foundations. We do things like that too. Save the top so many spots in our oversubscribed programs for people coming out of those.
For Fanshawe, we don't hold any seats. There's no, with pre-health or any of the preparatory programs, there's no guarantee that they're going to get into their career program they're looking at getting into. It's simply, academically, we're looking for the best students. The majority of the students getting into our health programs come from pre-health, definitely, but we don't guarantee or hold any seats. We just look straight at the academics and kind of the best marks get in.
Similar to Fanshawe, and I mentioned the pre-nursing, we do take 60% of the seats into our program from the pre-nursing. And I think that the problem you run into if you do set a certain amount of seats away or out is that you might not get a very strong student and they might struggle in the program. So it's almost a safety to take the highest students academically. However, the pre-nursing is different. And usually if it is like 40% of the students, let's say, come from a pre-health, I think usually those students are going to be a very high average as it is, those 40% that we would take from our pre-health. So a student that might be getting by with a 60 in pre-health oftentimes is definitely going to struggle in a practical nursing. So it is kind of a catch-22.
As for Mohawk College, our pre-health students that are looking to get into the Bachelor of Science of Nursing, we save about 40% of our seats. But if you're taking pre-health to get into any of our other applied health science programs, you are not guaranteed a spot. There's not set aside seats. It is based on your marks. But of course, you would be looked at advanced standing as you have passed a one-year college certificate.
At Niagara, we do save 3 seats currently in every health science program. However, we looked into this last year. The first 3 are held seats, but those students that the other pre-health students that apply that didn't get those 3 seats are put in the general applicant pool. Every program had additional pre-health students in that program. So we actually had a number of them going on because their marks did boost them up. And they were strategic on how they actually approached that as well. They knew what grades they had to pull up because we are still looking at pre-health as well as their high school grades going in. So it is, from what we do see, it is a very viable pathway.
Again, I'd just like to basically, very similar to Fanshawe, in terms of pre-health, the other thing would be with our paramedic, the questionnaire portion, they would receive extra points basically because they have taken pre-health and they do have that one additional year of post-secondary.
Okay, that concludes panel 2. I'd like to thank everybody for your information and